and create the opportunity to demand that the rights of all consumers are respected and protected, and also to protest against market abuses and social injustice which undermine those rights. And joining us now on the News Hour virtually to discuss consumers' rights is Executive Director, Save the Consumer Initiative, Ilyasu Aliyu. Thank you so much for joining us on the News Hour.
Thank you for having me. Good evening to you and happy World Consumer Rights Day.
Let's quickly begin with getting to know what are the key consumer rights that Nigerians need to know about.
Right. I think today is World Consumer Rights Day and it's being celebrated all over the world. It's just to call the consciousness of global community, and in this case Nigeria, to consumer rights awareness. So we have a lot of consumer rights most Nigerians need to know. Beyond knowing, we also want to see it happening to us. But for today's Consumer Rights Day, the theme is transition to sustainable lifestyle. It is globally known that now our lifestyle is now a threat to global community, and we must be conscious of it. But for Nigerians, we have a lot of rights that we must continue to exercise. Right to information, right to choice, right to redress, among other rights that we have as a Nigerians.
All right. Unfortunately, most Nigerians do not even know about these rights that you have mentioned, and those who even know hardly get help when they lodge complaints. So how do we first address the issue of enlightenment, and then how do we also provide support? I'm talking about the relevant government agencies providing support for consumers who know their rights and then try to get help.
All right, I think that question is quite instructive, and that's our concern. First and foremost, our major aim is to have consumer education to every Nigerian. But you agree with me that it's a tripartite affair that has to do with government, individual, and producer or offerer of services. So let's go to government. You agree with me that aside from the federal government that have its representative, which is FCCPC, we only have 6 states out of 36 states that have Consumer Protection Agency. Do you get that right? 36 states, 36 plus FCT, do not, 30 of them do not have Consumer Protection Agency. I'm sure you know what it means. So we have Jigawa, we have Imo, we have Lagos, we have Kano, among others that has it, but about 30 does not have. So how can consumer actually lodge a complaint? How they can actually, so we urge these states to embark on having an agency that will protect consumers. Then in terms of the individual, it is widely known that in Africa generally, we hardly actually complain. We hardly take paper and pen to write down our complaints, which is quite not a good one, because you may think that this 1 naira they have cheated you with, it's only you. No, it could happen to 50 million Nigeria, but one person can actually make the changes. And for producers or service offerer, I can tell you, most of them seems to be out of business because of bad service. And that's why we urge Nigerians, once you see bad service, don't just keep it. Make sure you say it out and you get your redress. So we have right to information, and major concern, especially that we have in Nigeria, is what we call terms and conditions. Is that they are not legible for us to see? Is that they are too lengthy for us to read? Is that they are not even there for us to see until a case happens? They will now be quoting the terms and conditions. We want a clearer terms and conditions for Nigeria, and that will give us a good service experience in our country, Nigeria.
So what level of collaboration do you think the government should have, maybe with NGOs, to protect the rights of consumers?
Well, at Save the Consumers, we organized a consumer protection conference yesterday to make sure that we still call sensitize and call our agencies to know their rights. The only thing we have is that, as I said earlier, we want states to have consumer protection agents, and we also want regulatory bodies to make sure that they are doing their statutory job of protecting consumers, not be on the side of producer or offerer of services, because you are regulatory bodies and we expect you to make sure that you actually protect Nigerians. So these are the things that we need to call the attention of government to. We have FCCPC, but how many cases can they actually attend to, where we have a lot of myriad of complaints and service breach? But with regulatory body, they are up and doing, we can do more. also, we need states to have their own agency. Those states that have their agency, I can tell you, significantly, they are making a good impact. So we want our states to go ahead to have their own consumer protection agencies.
All right. Thank you so much. Executive Director, Save the Consumer Initiative, Elias Aliyu, who has joined us on the News Hour tonight to look at the rights of our consumers as Nigeria joins the rest of the world to mark the World Consumers Day.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. You're still watching the News Hour on AIT. We'll have more stories after the break. Do stay with us.
How far, Nigeria?